Hello there everyone, this is I am Mark 3 and welcome to Convoy. An oldie this, but hey, there are links to something I'm running right now, so that's why we've got a little run on this one going on. Yes, welcome to Convoy. We are the owners slash caretakers slash whatever of the starship Mercury, which we see here, quite happily parked on the ground, and also bellowing smoke and sparks from its rear section. Basically, there was an explosion on board, and we crash landed on this planet. The goal of Convoy is to collect the needed MacGuffins to repair our ship. By MacGuffins, I mean rare, specialised parts that we can't seem to get our grubby little mitts on by other means. Well, this is actually a really big ship if you look. Look at all these little dots are meant to be people in the foreground. Okay. Quick thingies here. This game does have a little bit of downtime slash travel time, so there will be time skips as we go through. I'm not sure how long that'll be or how long parts will be, so I'm going to be recording this in one go in general, or in large blocks. I'm not sure which, depends on how long I take to actually do anything. But we are... this is going to be a complete run. I have played this game a fair bit, but I am by no means an expert in any sense of the imagination, so apologies if you find the gameplay lacking. So, let us begin. We've got to get Mercury off the ground. We can't stay on this backwater little planet any longer than we have to, supposedly. New game. Okay, so in Convoy we have a MCV, a main control vehicle, or is it command vehicle? I'm not sure which is our primary vehicle. If we lose it, it's game over. It's like our mother craft of sorts, except it doesn't build things, so can't call it a mother ship. I don't know, it's just our command unit. It's very tough. But again, we've got to have it survive. It can also carry things. It carries the parts that we find for our ship back to the Mercury. Well, when we go back there. And when we start out, we have 2 supporting units. You can only have 2 supporting units to help you out during your fights. And you can upgrade them and swap them out as you go. As you can see, I've unlocked quite a few of the starting sets. I'm only missing like 3 types at the moment. So that's how much I played this game previously. And I've got a few interesting different configurations, like this one I think is this is a heavy. It's a heavy set. This one is from bandits and raiders and things. These guys are very nasty little high maneuverability guys and stuff like that. Though they have their own drawbacks. Like these guys have got 65% chance to not get hit. They've got no armor plating, so yeah, they take full damage from anything that does connect, and they've got 750 hit points. So you've got these little things here, like that's automatic engagement range, dodge chance, hit points, armor rating. Your main control vehicle's got these as well, and then further customization comes in from the fact you can upgrade your vehicles if you keep them around to improve on their various stats, and they've got various mounting slots as well. If you see around here. The MCV comes with 4 by default and can mount MCV-specific equipment, while your supporting units can mount varying numbers of slots. In general, a single slot is a light vehicle, 2 slots is a medium vehicle, and 3 slots is a heavy. Though this might be some combination based on the unit, as well as the basic stats changing as well. Like in this case with these choppers again, we've got 2 weapon hardpoints, and we've got 1 utility mount, which allows us to mount some extra piece of equipment. And do I have any other slot type to show? I don't think I do. I mean, this one's got 2 utility mounts and a single weapon mount. So, yeah. Different units, different configurations, different doodads and joyful bits. But as you can see from the stats, if you're watching, as I switch them around, different things also have different characteristics as well. Like these guys have lots of hit points and armor, but their dodge is not very good, and their range is also not very good either. So, yeah. Let's see. Who do I want to take with me? You know what, since I've not been on this for a while, I'll take one of the default sets. Let's take in... Do we want a utility weapon, or do we want a double weapon and a utility weapon? I think utility weapon will probably serve me better in the long run, so I'll take these guys, and as you can see, they've got randomized names as well, all that jazz. Now, you might have noticed that I was mentioning the different slots and things and looking at the static units, but the MCV slot has got little arrows. As you play, you get more MCV types as well, so I've got a few additional MCV types. Some I've not unlocked again because they're tied to achievements and things and doing certain feats. I mean, one I like is this one, the Cargo 14A2, which is actually a specialized version of this one, which I get for the privateer, I think. So yeah, each type has got a basic type and an upgraded type. This one carries a whole bunch of repair drones and a leech drone. So it's a very odd one. The repair drones can fly out to your units and fix them up at the cost of your own hit points for the main control vehicle, and then the leech can draw hit points off of hostile vehicles to repair your main unit. So it's a very interesting one because it feeds on your enemies and gives the armor to your friends. Well, not the armor, the hit points. But again, we're going to play something with a basic set, so I think for this run we're going to take either the Armadillo or the upgraded form, the Armadillo LS, which has even heavier armor and excellent mine defense capability. However, its cargo capacity is very limited. That's one thing I wished it showed in this particular screen, like, how much cargo can these things carry? Because they can carry between 1 and 4 pieces, though it gives you a hint in the descriptions, usually. Limited cargo. This one doesn't mention, so it's probably like 2 or something. Very limited, so it's probably only carry 1 piece at a time. And then, of course, there's this guy, the Cargo 14, which can carry 4 pieces at once. So this can carry all 4 pieces that we need to scavenge from the wasteland by itself. Everything else that's smaller has to make trips back. So, I don't know. Let's go with the upgraded form, though, the Red Eagle. That makes me think of Soldier Screaming Eagle. And we also set difficulty to normal mode, which affects... I think it affects how quickly the enemies ramp up, as well as your starting resources. Like, each difficulty point takes 50 scrap off you, which is your currency for upgrading, and also takes 25 fuel off you. You burn fuel to move around. So, if you lose fuel, your vehicles grind to a halt, basically. And then it's very tricky to get started again. Let's play it on normal, so 50-50, and we've got the Red Eagle. How much of a name can we put in? Ionia Ascender. Yeah, Ionia! And I'm not going to bother naming the 2 units because, well, they might get killed. Oh well, at least we've got some starting gear though. Light pulse laser, a heavy machine gun, and on our actual craft we've got a heavy, high explosive missile launcher, a mine layer, an EMP blaster, and a Mark IV shield, which is actually pretty darn useful. So we've actually got a decent set on the MCV itself. Our units though are lacking in comparison. So there we go, we've got our stuff. We've got our unit sorted. We've spent like 10 minutes poking almost. Let us begin our journey in Convoy. Okay, welcome to Convoy. Continue. After flying through an asteroid field, your spaceship was forced to make an emergency landing on the planet Omec Prime due to critical damage to its primary systems. The captain has ordered you to traverse the planet. Oh, we're not the captain. My bad, I misspoke there. My apologies. The captain has ordered you to traverse the planet in search of replacement parts. Obtaining these will allow the spaceship to continue its mission. The captain wants you to collect the following parts and bring them to the spaceship. A compression coil, a hyperdrive stabilizers, multicellulose infused ethanol, a very fine drink there, sonic screws. Omec Prime is a world filled with danger. 3 factions vie for control of the planet. They are the Privateers, the Raiders, and the Torvac. Managing to survive in this harsh world, where most arguments are settled with violence, is key to your success. Alright. Since this is a playthrough, I am going to be questioning the hell out of these. Normally I'd skip it at this point, but there we go. I've got some questions. talk about the privateers. The privateers adhere to the old code of those who sailed the seven seas on planet Old Earth. They are obsessed by wealth and frequently try to bully travellers into handing over their valuables. Privateer vehicles tend to be composed of whatever they've managed to pillage. This is why they are often spotted sporting Torvac shield generators and other equipment. Their vehicles tend to be slower though. They are recognised on the map by their green colour. Interesting. Oh wait, the privateers. Yeah, never mind. I was misremembering. Yeah, for a moment there I thought like, privateers, aren't they like the piratey guys? No, those are the raiders. The raiders are a ruthless and bloodthirsty bunch. They delight in the suffering of others, often attacking travellers simply for the pleasure of combat. Raiders favour vehicles with loads of weapons. They tend to forego utility slots in favour of more weapon slots. This makes most of their vehicles glass cannons that need to be destroyed before they can get any serious damage in. They are recognisable by the map on the red colour. On the map by the red colour. Right. Torvac. Torvac are a mysterious group that favour technology over sheer numbers. They seek technological advancement in everything they do, exterminating everything and everyone that stands in the way of their perceived best course of action. Their vehicles usually have a balanced mix between weapons and utility slots. Whilst their light units are quite fast, their bigger ones trade speed for bulky armour. They are recognised on the map by their blue colour. Okay, I should mention why this is kind of important, but okay, I can ask some more about this, but just take a moment. Right, so when we start out, if you notice my interface here, it actually shows the three colours for the factions in case we forget, but we've also got weak, medium and strong. And the fact is that our actions and running rampant across this planet actually destabilises this planet, and so makes the encounters by default more dangerous, more prolific, as the factions get riled up and get more and more aggressive and active the closer we get to completing the game. So we're causing a lot of trouble as we go, and that's why there's a weak, normal, strong. When we start out, pretty much everything's going to be weak, but over time and as we do things, it'll get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So if we've not upgraded by that point, we are going to be in kind of serious trouble. Also now on this screen we can see up here 0 out of 2, so my particular armadillo can actually handle 2 components. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, so very limited means 2. So a limited cargo unit for the MCV is 2, no mention 3, and excellent is 4. So I can carry 2 pieces at once. So, what do I want to know about the compression coil? Compression coil is a device necessary to run the main engine of the spaceship, including the gravity thrust, power plant, and life support. Nah, life support's not important, we all know that. It is an integral piece of the trace compression block. I have no idea what that is. Various sources around the spaceport claim that a disgruntled former Torvac employee might have some information regarding a compression coil. People say that he is currently residing in a town called Shanty Sands. Right. Hyperdrive stabilizers. The hyperdrive stabilizers are crucial when your spaceship has to accelerate to hyperspeed. Without the stabilizers, your ship would rip itself apart. That's a potential lore conflict there, actually. I'll mention that in a bit. One of your crewmen has told you that he knows of a man who has access to hyperdrive stabilizers. He mentioned this man frequents a place called the Sasiak Milk Bar. You might be able to find him there. Okay. Multicellulose-infused ethanol. Your food replicators have been damaged when you crash-landed on Omek Prime. Whilst your ship might be operational without them, your crew refuses to fly off without the guarantee of a proper meal every day. Oh, the ingrateful curs. How dare they want to eat? After all, your crew is often quoted stating, "Ask not what you can do for Spaceship Mercury, but ask what's for lunch." Well, ethanol. Alcohol, sure. In order to repair them, you require multicellulose-infused ethanol. After inquiring, you've been told that a local chemist runs an underground laboratory, who might be able to synthesize the required multicellulose-infused ethanol. And lastly, sonic screws. Sonic screws, recognizable by their soft blue glow, are essential to keep your hull intact during fast and light travel. Lore again. Then again, the other one is in development. While Spaceship Mercury has an ample supply of the required sonic tools to attach these sonic screwdrivers, the actual screws have ran out. Since Torvac is the most high-tech here on Omek Prime, it is likely you'll be able to acquire plentiful sonic screws from them. You've obtained a location for one of their intelligence hubs, a large station in charge of overseeing their many operations. The location of a sonic screw facility should be somewhere in there. Fair enough. And that's it. Never mind, time for me to go. So here we are on the world map. We travel around and we find things. Sometimes we can head for our certain objectives. The nearest camp is places where you can rearm, refuel, repair, and also trade out your vehicles and equipment for whatever the camp has in stock. And then we can drive back to the spaceship Mercury at any time, so we know exactly where that is. It's actually the centre of the map as well, but we have no indication of where that is without our actual pointer. So compression coils are that way. Yeah. So basically these are like 4 separate quest lines, multiple objectives as we try to track down these various parts and stuff like that. And as you can see, as we move, just right click and we move around a little bit. We actually move faster if we stick to the roads, so roads are more efficient, but a lot of the stuff is just off the roads or off the roads entirely. We also get side quests in the form of unknown signals, which I'll see if I can find one. And this is also why I said there's going to be skipping. Yeah, we've got a couple of signals nearby. But there'll be a lot of travelling around sometimes in this game. So, that's why there's highly likely to be skips. Let's move on to this one. Let's go to this signal. Signals can be either opportunities, trades, just a little information, just something you randomly find, or they might be battles. But you get into random battles anyway. So let's go over here. Okay, so we also usually have options as well. The signal appears to be an emergency signal. It seems to be crudely edited, as the change of pitch and volume between the different words is quite apparent. Raids are probably using the signal to ambush travellers. So drive straight into it, ambush it themselves, or ignore the trap and just drive off. I'm going to do this, but first I think I want to mention something though. Yeah, okay. The reason I'm actually doing a play on this is the fact that Convoy is actually made by the same people who are currently developing Landinar Into the Void. You know, that spaceship game that I have running on my channel for several weeks at this point? Yeah. So, actually it's getting on 2.5 weeks at this point, I think. But yeah, same people. And apparently it's also the same universe as well. So that was being talked about a while back on the in the general for their Discord. And I mentioned I've got it, and I was started to think about maybe, you know, doing a play on it. And that's why we're doing this play here. Ambushing ourselves. Wait. Surprise! We are here! Ha ha ha! Space. Oh. Okay, so we actually avoided the fight here by instead of driving into their ambush, we ambushed them, caught them by surprise, and completely wiped them out before they had a chance. You find some loot on the wreck: 15 fuel, 26 scrap, and a buzzsaw. Great. Okay. I was expecting a fight there, which is why I was hesitating a bit, but no, apparently not. There we go. So I got a free buzzsaw. And that's been loaded into my cargo bay. Though, as you can see, I can only carry 4. I can only carry 4 items as we go. So 4 items is all I can manage, unfortunately. In addition to my general payload and stuff like that. Let's get back to the road. Oh, here we go. While driving through the desert, a gust of wind uncovers a light machine gun buried in the sand. Take it. Awesome. Another free weapon. And another signal. And a lot of this game is based around this. Anyway, I mentioned like there are possible lore conflicts here, as in the hyperspace travel is my key point of contention. Landinar does not feature that. Like, well, it features it, but it doesn't feature ships able to do it by themselves. There is I can see a potential way around that though. The ships in Landinar, they depend on the hyperspace gates. Well, I'm guessing they're hyperspace because they say it's the same universe. Hyperspace gates to get between systems. So that's fine and dandy. Normal ships can apparently use that. I mean, normal ships just slap together out of any junk material available. You can just go here, there, and everywhere. So, hyperspace gates. However, they must have had something to put those gates out in the first place. Either that or the gates themselves are like some lost tech or something like that. But I don't know. I'm not too far into what's currently in Lantanar. I'm still in the middle of that. So, signal coming from a privateer camp at the distance. It seems as if there's a lot of activity in the camp, but you don't think they've noticed your convoy yet. Ambush them. It turns out your position wasn't as expected. They managed to get the drop on you instead. You suffered damage before you have a chance to react, so they counter-ambushed. And my units have lost hit points and armor. Fight! Right, so we've got to get the fight into this now. That's it, space and pause. This game has tactical pause, so that's something of use. Right. So I'm guessing Mercury, since it's in the same universe, it must be some kind of like either exploration, survey, or gate founding ship. Like something that can go FTL by itself. So I think that's probably what's going on here. It's like it goes out to find places, and if they're of interest, it puts a gate down, or signals that, or notes location for someone else to come by and put a gate down later. I don't know what the Mercury actually does. So, anyway, that's kind of the lore thing out of the way. Let us continue. We are now in combat. As you can see, I've got my main control vehicle in the middle. I've got my 2 selected escort units on the sides. And this all looks very nice, doesn't it? I've got, I'm missing like a third of my health, roughly, from this unit. AP's fine, though. My lighter unit is also slightly damaged and missing some armor, too. So, armor reduces incoming damage, but the armor also erodes off as it does so. Excuse me. So, the armor will eventually get worn down completely and stop providing any assistance. Then, lastly, down here, we have buttons, mine layer, HE missile, EMP blaster, shield. So yeah, these 4 things are the 4 equipment modules we've got mounted on the MCV itself. What I'm going to do though is let's press space again and unpause it, and we'll see what's coming on. Okay. These are privateers, of course. And so, we've got a mixture of stuff here, mixture of shields and various doodads. I think that guy's got a mine layer. So, we're going to begin. Let us drop our... We can drop a HE. Okay, so that guy's already firing. Let's launch the HE there, which will trigger in a few moments. We'll drop a mine here. And we'll also EMP blast this guy behind us as well, which will knock out the shielding. Collapse the shield or stuns the target. So we'll do that. The last thing we've got is we're about to get hit by missiles, but we've got a shield of our own, so we'll also trigger our own shield. And all of those abilities have cooldowns, so that's why MCV equipment can be really, really good. So, we've done our equipment for the MCV. MCV can't move, by the way. It's stuck in the middle. But that should also give you a hint. MCV can't move, which means our units can. So I can select my units here. And I can tell it to target someone. And this is where that range of like 250, 500, etc. comes in. Since this guy's not got good range, that's his auto attack range. He literally can't do anything beyond that. So I can give them orders, I can tell them what to shoot at, and they'll go for it. Okay, so that guy got hit kind of hard, because I lobbed missiles and things straight back at him. So he's... Actually, I think the missile blasted his shield down, and then he got hit by the EMP stunner. So yeah, that sounds good. You're just sitting there quite happily. Let's move over and focus fire a little bit. There we go. So I'm chasing this guy, just trying to deal with him. My shields on my control unit are helping quite a bit. Okay. Got a mine which will drop behind us, and an EMP which will hit that guy. Oh. Interesting, we've got a skull. Okay. And with that in mind, I am moving my heavier unit here to keep pace with the guy here. Why am I doing that? And now I'm going to ram him. So if I double click to move into an enemy, it rams him, and because you can see there's a big rock coming in, I'm going to ram him, force him against it. which does extra damage. If I'd forced him into position before that happened, then I would have been able to just flat out get an instant kill, but unfortunately all I can do is like grind him against the wall or something. Let's lob a missile at him. And also lob a mine at the guy behind us. Yep, armor's gone. That guy's almost dead. Might want to move though. Oh no. Move, 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 move. Okay, there we go. When a vehicle dies, it kind of drops a wreck, and then that damages vehicles that hit that behind it. So that's a slight issue. And you guys, I want you guys to target that guy, please, thank you. So my MCV couldn't have avoided that. The enemy just like gave us like a parting shot. Oh, he dodged the mine. Boo! Boo, I say. Poor showing, sir. On the bright side, though, we can just outright kill this guy now. Or try to. But as you can see, the terrain is getting a bit more iffy. Lob a missile at him. There we go. Haha, you're dead. And we got it. Okay, dispatch all the privateer vehicles. You find some loot. 13 fuel, 44 scrap, and a ballistic computer. Rest of the camp. The camp is piles of garbage and old junk. Darn. Okay. So, we won that. Our travel was fine, so we are opening the map. Our vehicles are a bit more banged up than they were, but nothing major. Thing is, though, I think my inventory's getting a bit full. So, nearest camp. Also, we're going to have a full episode of this. Right, so the nearest camp is this way. Let's travel on. We do need some repair work and stuff, but here we go. Nearest camp. Oop. These roads are raider territory. You shouldn't have come here. You don't seem to spot any vehicles, however. Respond. Radio stay silent. Idle threats, nothing more. Okay, here we go. Right. So, we've made it to our first camp. And that's because we do need to patch things up a little bit. At least we've got 120 scrap. So, camp. We meet up with some guys who potentially we can trade with and stuff like that. So what can we do here? We can sell our equipment. We can mount equipment onto our units from our storage and vice versa. We can repair stuff, and we can also go shopping. If we go shopping, we can buy a new unit. Now this will have to replace one of our existing units, I believe. Wait, no. Can't we have more than one? It would cost our entire scrap reserve to do that. We can also buy equipment though, like a heavy plasma blaster and a light rocket artillery. So these are like these are fixed for each camp. Each camp has these things pre-generated, I believe. But we can also buy fuel for scrap as well if we really need to. We're okay for fuel though. So we can buy a quad rat, which has a lot of armor, decent hit points, low evasion, low range, well, low-ish range, no guard against mines. But that's okay. And if you see just below that in the tooltip, it says upgrades, hit points, armor, handling, range, and mine guard. So that should tell you what else we can do with these guys. I mentioned earlier we can upgrade stuff, so return. Select my little jeep here. Oh look, we've got upgrades. Each vehicle chassis can also support upgrades of various types. In this case, we've got the ballistic computer. Long distance, improving a unit's range, so plus 100 to range if we fit it to this vehicle. This range is only 200 right now, so it's a bit short. Let's put a computer in it. Range increases to 300. Let's unmount the light pulse laser, which is good against health, does nothing to armor. Note that. So if a unit has armor, this pulse laser is absolutely worthless. Machine gun is effective against all units types. Oh, and we've got a buzzsaw, a retractable weapon which adds extra damage to a ramming attack. So, if we were to use a buzzsaw, it's basically a vehicle-mounted chainsaw. When this vehicle goes to collide with a unit, it extends a chainsaw blade and does extra damage to it. So, 10 points of hull, 15 AP added to the attack. Not really want to see that though. So, we don't have much, do we? Let's go back, check our other unit, because we've got the heavy machine gun on this one. Oh, actually, this one's got a higher range as well. So let's take off this and fit it to this guy. I'm now seriously wondering, is it 2 units or 4 you can have with you? Because I forget. Let's do some repairing though. I know, I've just locked us out of getting that vehicle right now, but we can come back. It'll still be there. So, you have a targeting computer and a heavy machine gun. I can boost your range further. 100 extra per upgrade. Handling, 5% dodge chance per upgrade. Armor, 5% extra AP. 250 hit points. I've just realised this little unit's actually called the Rubber Duck. Right. And Mine Guard reduces damage from enemy mines, wrecks and other debris by a percentage. 100 per upgrade. So it's not immunity, it's just like helps a lot. Though we can also pile upgrades onto our MCV as well. Don't have a range upgrade because it's all special gear, but we can do mine guarding, a lot of armor and a lot of health because of course this guy's just a sitting target. Sorry. Right, let's get this guy fitted out though. We've not gone with range upgrades, so let's do something fun here. We're going to put in a melee upgrade, though admittedly we've got one utility slot as well, so not the best. But this guy is now dedicated rammer. So this guy can only hurt things by driving straight into them. We'll refit this later, but for now we have just passed the half-hour mark, so I'm afraid we will have to stop there. There might not be as many time skips as I thought. Not as long as I can find things to waffle on about. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show and the visit to Convoy. And I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.